What is up, guys? Chick Kackis here, aka your favorite Kackis. Thank you so much for stopping by, and today
We are going to be taking a closer look at the Obelisks, one of the new features and one of the key features added into Destiny 2 with the Season of Dawn. I have leveled every single Obelisk up to rank 11, which is the max rank in terms of rewards, and we're going to be talking about which ones should you level up first? Which bonuses and rewards should you be going for? What are some easy ways to get Fractaline to let you level up these obelisks to the max? We're going to cover all of that, and so let's get started. Now, first things first, to level up your obelisks, you are going to need Fractaline. So, what are the best ways to get it? Well, first and foremost, it's going to be those weekly bounties. Every single week, each obelisk is going to present 2 different bounties. Each one will give you 100 Fractaline guaranteed. So you have 800 for the taking. That's a lot, and importantly, it's not account-based, it is character-based. So if you do all 8 on your Titan, you can log on to your Warlock, for example, and do all 8 again for literally double the amount of Fractaline. So if you're in a position where you only have one character, it honestly is probably worth it to start another one. Remember, you're going to start at 750 light. You're basically going to be at a position right away to start doing those bounties. The bounties are often super simplistic. Collecting resources on the EDZ, doing patrols. You can do both of those things in the Trossland with a brand new character. So I would recommend utilizing multiple characters. But aside from that, what are some other ways to get Fractaline? Well, remember to check your triumphs. Almost every single one of these seasonal triumphs for the Season of Dawn will reward Fractaline when you complete it. So be sure to be constantly checking those off. And importantly, the way those triumphs are set up, there is actually kind of a specific way you want to be leveling up your obelisks, because as you continually increase the resonance of an obelisk, you'll get tiers of these triumphs. And the first few tiers will not be very rewarding. They're going to give you like 10 Fractaline, 25. But when you level up an obelisk to level 10, you get 100 back. So the rate of return is actually much better if you kind of pick one obelisk and level it up to the max, rather than try to level up a bunch of different obelisks at once. In addition to that, all of the obelisks actually have bonuses to get you more Fractaline for doing certain activities. And we're going to talk about which ones are the best to get first. But one more tip, I would, until you have leveled up the obelisks you really want to level up and claimed some of the rewards, I would avoid doing Timelost bounties. They cost 10 Fractaline each. And so if you are farming the Trophy Hunter, it's pretty easy to go through 100 Fractaline, potentially more, trying to get a god roll. You may want to save that until all your obelisks are in order. Okay, so moving on from there, which obelisk should you level up first? Which one offers the best rewards? Well, you're going to want to focus your attention towards the bonuses that let you gain more Fractaline and therefore level up all the obelisks even further, rather than necessarily try to get that really good seasonal perk, because once you do, you still need to level up all these other obelisks for all these other things. So again, each obelisk offers a special bonus that gives you a chance to get 100 Fractaline randomly for doing a certain activity. Now, for the Tangled Shore obelisk, it's going to be the Gambit Fractaline Extractor, and you can level this up to 3 times. So the first time you have a pretty small chance to get that 100 additional Fractaline, second time a little bit higher, third the highest chance. Now for the Mars Obelisk, it's going to be the Crucible Fractaline Extractor. So same thing, but for Crucible matches, you have a chance to get 100 Fractaline. Then moving on to the Nessus one, although for some reason it says for me that it's from Strikes. I don't know why it's glitched like that. This is the Sundial Fractaline Extractor. So when you're doing sundials, have a chance to get an additional 100 Fractaline. And lastly, in the EDZ Obelisk, it is the actual strike one, the Vanguard Fractaline Extractor. So, which one of these is best? Well, I think a lot of people are going to be drawn towards the Nessus Obelisk and the Sundial Extractor, because heck, you're farming the Sundial anyways, you should be getting more Fractaline for it. And while that absolutely makes sense, I actually disagree, because if you haven't maxed out certain obelisks, you shouldn't be farming the Sundial now. Why? Because it's at its least efficient. There are a ton of max level obelisk rewards that directly affect how much loot you get in the Sundial, in some cases doubling or tripling what you're getting now. So I would actually do that later and more focus towards either farming strikes or Gambit. Because both Gambit, especially if you're doing Gambit Prime with a really good team, and strikes can be really easy to farm. You can just bang out 10 strikes in basically an hour or so, and you have a pretty good chance to be farming those Fractaline rewards at the same time. In addition, when you're doing things like Gambit or strikes, you can also be completing those weekly bounties at the same time. You know, killing Cabal, well, pick a strike that has Cabal in it. With that being said, I'm sure most people would rather farm strikes than Gambit, but we have another tiebreaker here, and that is the final tier reward of these obelisks. So for the Tangled Shore obelisk, once you've leveled it up to basically 10 or 11, you get Signal Strength, which permanently increases the capacity of simultaneous Sundial links, so you can have Tangled Shore and Mars and Nessus at the same time if you've leveled up like everything, so you get to pick from a bunch of different weapons when you are grinding Sundial. But I think honestly the better reward is going to be that EDZ Obelisk reward, because that final tier reward is Temporal Slipstream. Permanently increases the quantity of rewards from the Sundial. So for me, because I've maxed out my Season's Pass and maxed out all the obelisks, I actually get 4 Sundial rewards for every single Sundial run I complete. So it's really, really easy when I'm farming certain weapons to just grab, you know, if I want a really good Steel Feather Repeater auto rifle, I just grab 4 of them and have a pretty much guaranteed chance to get a good roll, if not a god roll, from that run. And I think for the most part, getting more rewards is more important than having more variety, because you can just redo your links at the tower now with the new tower obelisk, and then you can just go back to farming the Sundial. And again, you probably want more rewards of a specific thing you're going for. Not to mention that the EDZ Obelisk has some of the best seasonal perks, letting you become charged with light by getting rapid kills with, certain gun types. Shotguns for one, sniper rifles for another, really easy to do, and then combine that with pretty much any of the beneficial mods out there for getting a damage resistance or a damage bonus for being charged with light. Like, you can get some really easy builds and synergies going with those perks. So, get the EDZ Obelisk to max first. Farm strikes to get that extra Fractaline while doing bounties and triumphs. You will get a decent amount right off the bat. Once you get that max and you've unlocked that extra Sundial reward, it's now become a lot more lucrative to do the Sundial. So if you want to be doing that, then focus on the Nessus Obelisk and level up that Sundial Extractor so you can be rewarded for doing that activity, which you're getting, again, double rewards because you did the EDZ Obelisk first. With that being said, once you've got the Sundial Extractor to tier 2 or 3, you could stop with the Nessus Obelisk, because the final unlock is to increase the efficiency of Timelost bounties. And remember, we're not interested in really farming those yet. So potentially stop there and focus your attention on the Mars Obelisk, simply because the final tier for this one is going to be another additional reward from the Sundial. So you will go up to 3, and again with your Season's Pass 4, which is insane for just farming the Sundial. And that means that the last obelisk you should be focusing on is the Tangled Shore obelisk, because its final bonus again is that additional sundial link, and that's just not as good as an additional reward, which is kind of unfortunate because the perks here are pretty decent. Specifically at rank 7, you get a key perk in the infinite ammo shotgun build, which is super fun. So, once you are done leveling up the obelisks, then you can start doing Timelost bounties. Again, nothing's stopping you from doing them right now, but you are kind of wasting Fractaline. So, which are the better bounties to be doing? Well, I would recommend not ever doing a Timelost bounty for a sundial reward weapon. Like, why would I spend 10 Fractaline on a Breachlight bounty when I could do the sundial and get 4 Breachlights for completing an activity potentially? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Don't waste your Fractaline on these. You really want to be looking at the other weapons. So, for the Tangled Shore Obelisk, we have the Black Scorpion. It's a rapid-fire scout rifle. There are some pretty decent rolls, but it's nothing absolutely incredible. For the Mars Obelisk, we have the Bygones Pulse Rifle. This is a pretty decent weapon, but it is an old Gambit weapon. A lot of people already have this, and you'll likely just get this from farming Gambit pretty darn easily, and I think even the Drifter sells a pretty decent one. Now for the Nessus Obelisk, we have the Jack Queen King 3. This is a big deal because this is only available from this Timelost bounty. Not only that, but it's actually a good weapon with good rolls. It's a 150 hand cannon, arguably the best archetype. It can get some really powerful perk combinations. I have a Sustenance Rampage roll I love. I also have a Demolitionist Swashbuckler roll that's quite powerful as well. You can get some great combos. This is one of the weapons you should put your resources into farming. Now the EDZ Obelisk has the Last Perdition Snipe Rifle, same archetype actually as the Bygones, and frankly not worth it, not bringing anything to the table. However, the Tower Obelisk is going to offer 3 additional Timelost bounties. Both of the Season's Pass weapons, the Trophy Hunter and the Pyroclastic Flow, are able to be farmed here, and the Perfect Paradox Shotgun. The best ones there, the Perfect Paradox and the Trophy Hunter. The Trophy Hunter getting the role of extended magazine, or specifically appended magazine, so you can use a backup mag mod and give it 5 rounds in the magazine, plus triple tap, plus Vorpal weapon for more boss damage is absolutely insane for solo PvE play. And for the shotgun, there's just so many good combinations. It's a decent rapid fire frame shotty. The rocket launcher actually isn't bad either because it actually has the Hawka rocket launcher intrinsic property of getting tracking, and then on top of that it can get Cluster Bomb and Ambitious Assassin, for example, which is pretty darn powerful. In any event, guys, that is it for this actually pretty big video on Fractaline, the Obelisk, what you'd level up first, the best Timelost bounties, all of that stuff. If you enjoyed this video, found it interesting, found it useful, please remember to help me out by simply rating and especially sharing this video. If you guys want to see more Destiny 2 content similar to this, don't be afraid to slap that subscribe button. And if you want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter at @RickKackis. That's linked in the description down below. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.